Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about dealing with exams when you have anxiety. Now, I'm not going to necessarily be talking about the preparation leading up to it, as in revision and revision techniques, more about what you can do when you are in the exam to feel less anxious. First thing that is worth noting is that you are entitled to timed breaks or separate invigilation. You should alert your school to your situation, have a discussion about what they can put in place to support you. If your school isn't supportive or isn't sort of pushing the issue forward, definitely go to your consortium head or even take it as far as the exam board. I would do this plenty of time before your actual exam, just in case there is some kind of hold up. That way everything will be sorted by the time of your exam. It's also worth talking to your doctor, counsellor, perhaps your therapist or psychiatrist, whoever you see, because they can sort of make an official referral. They can talk to the school and yeah, it becomes more official, and it's just definitely worth having that conversation with someone about the options that are open to you. The next thing I would say to do is to rationalise. I know I talk about rationalising a lot, but it really is so beneficial. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. You can always resit the exam. There's nothing terrible that's going to happen. You go in there, you either know it or you don't. You just have to give it your best shot. Everyone else is in the same boat, and so you really do just have to think that it isn't the end of the world. It is just one moment in the entirety of your life. What I would say about preparation is that revision and making sure you have the right equipment for the particular exam paper is incredibly important. What I did, particularly for my GCSEs, was a checklist, and I would do this plenty of time before the exam, so that if anything suddenly came to mind and I knew that I needed this or I needed to do this, I could add to it. And then the night before, or even 2 nights before, I would go through and check off everything, so that when I was on my way to the school or to wherever you have your exam, I wasn't going through my mind oh my god, do I have this? Oh my god, do I have this? That is just completely eliminated, because you know that everything is checked off your list, that everything is in your bag and you're good to go. When you are actually in the exam, I think it's very important to feel comfortable. Now, I know at my school we weren't actually allowed to wear our own clothes during the exam. I know that that isn't the case in every school, so just go loose, comfortable, bring water in the exam and make sure you stay hydrated. Obviously it's important to have communication with your invigilators as well. If it's too cold in there, tell them. If it's too hot in there, tell them. It's really important to make sure that you feel 100% comfortable in that environment. Another thing I would say is to not let everyone else affect you, because at the end of the day it is perfectly natural to feel anxious before going into an exam. Everyone does. Even people that don't deal with anxiety are going to feel anxious sitting in an exam, and it's easy to sort of absorb that environment and the atmosphere, the tense atmosphere, and when you're stood in line with everyone and they're testing each other and oh my god, I haven't revised this, oh my god, I need this, it can make you feel really het up, even though you know that you've revised everything, you know that you've got everything. So I would just say, try to separate yourself from that situation. I actually found that I used to leave it to last minute to go in the line, because I didn't like standing there with everyone while they were going bananas over something, oh I haven't revised this date for history or something. I found it better to just go when I needed to, stand there, wish everyone good luck, and then get in the zone and just not let anyone else affect me. Before your exam, obviously it is important to get a good night's sleep. Don't stay up until 1 in the morning revising. It's not going to help you at all. At that point you're not going to remember any more information, and there is such a thing as over-preparing, where you're just reading and reading and reading information and none of it is going in. You've just reached your maximum, and sleep is so important for your brain function and for anxiety. Tea, herbal remedies, a relaxation CD, whatever you can get your hands on to help you sleep well during your exam period is really crucial. My biggest tip, that is something that I found incredibly useful during my exams, is to set yourself very simple and easy goals. By that I mean, I used to stand outside the exam room and tell myself, my goal is to just go in the exam room. I had absolutely no goals when it came to the actual test. I just used to set myself the very simple goal of walking into the exam room. once I'd achieved that very simple goal, I felt good about myself. Some of the anxiety ebbed away because I felt like I had already achieved. And then I would set myself another goal, and I would say something like, go and sit down. Then once I managed to sit down at the desk, I felt even better, and it's that thing, it's like human nature, you feel good when you achieve things. Even though they're your own achievements and they might be quite minor, you are still achieving. And also I used to sort of tell myself, I would just sit down, get out my pen, and that would be my only goal, and I would end my goals there. And I would say anything that I did beyond that point is just a bonus. So if I could answer questions, that's a bonus. You know, if I could actually physically open the paper, that's a bonus. It didn't matter what I actually put down on the paper. I would just tell myself that I have achieved all I wanted to achieve if I just went into the exam room, sat down with my pen. And I know that to some of you that might sound quite simple, and obviously everyone is different, and just because this worked for me, it doesn't mean that it will work for you, but I just found that once I set myself those simple goals and I managed to achieve them, I felt better about myself. I felt less anxious, and I could sit down, and even if sort of I missed some questions out, instead of beating myself up about it and feeling anxious the next day because maybe the exam before that didn't go well, I sort of could just say to myself, actually, that was just a bonus. Whatever I did beyond the point of sitting down with my pen in my hand was a complete bonus, and I would sort of just give myself a mental pat on the back and be like, you know, you achieved. And I think that that is something that a lot of people could benefit from, because it is easy to have a negative experience in an exam and then feel so anxious about your next exam and worry about messing it up. So if you just set yourself very simple and easily achieved goals, you will find it a lot easier to deal with the general stress of exams. I hope you all found this video useful. I know that exams are going to be coming up in May and June and July, at least they are in the UK. You're going to be having your like SATs or GCSEs or A-levels, so good luck to anyone, and yeah, I just hope that you found this video useful. Obviously these are only things that have worked for me. You might have your own tips and tricks, so feel free to like make a video on it, leave it in comments below or forums. I will be leaving some links in the description box for websites that you just might find useful about exams, the support that you are offered, and just in general ways to ease the anxiety, because they are a very stressful period, but once you come out of them, you'll look back and just think, why was I so nervous? Like, it doesn't change the outcome. I would just say really try and harness the adrenaline and sort of just go for it. Just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You do badly. Lots of people do badly on exams. I've done badly on exams before. So yes, I hope that you found this useful, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.